Hi, I'm Ruth. I'm a DY student here at St Thomas's in Newcastle, and I just wanted to share a little bit about what I've done this year. When I first started the internship, I just finished my degree. I didn't really know what I was doing in my life. I felt quite directionless and that I just wasn't sure what God's calling was. I wanted to kind of take a bit of time to really dig into my relationship with God and see what it is that He had in store for me. I didn't really feel like I was very good at what I was doing. I didn't have much confidence in my skills or in myself, and I felt like I really wanted to just take some time to kind of get to know where I was going to be, but also who I was going to be. When I first started, I found it quite difficult to hear God's voice and kind of be clear in what it is that He was saying to me. But with some encouragement from different members of staff, different seminars that we've had, I've really grown in my prophetic gifting. I now get lots of different pictures for people and different words, and I found that really exciting. There's something to grow in. It feels like something that I've really been able to take ownership of recently, and with a lot of support and encouragement, it's something that I've really grown in confidence in. One of the bits of teaching we had was about God's calling on our lives, and something I found really interesting was knowing that actually God could call you to a job, which is what people generally think of. He could call you to a people, or He could call you to a place. For me, I found that really helpful, as I'd never really felt like there was a specific job for me. But I felt like I was really called to Newcastle, the city where I've been living for the past 4 years during my degree and now my internship. And I felt that that was actually something that I was quite certain on. Not for any particular reason, but which is why I kind of felt like it was God calling me here. Since then, I've applied for a master's in Newcastle, and I felt that God was really calling me to be bold with it. So when I applied back in January, not knowing if I was going to get on because it is quite competitive. I then got longlisted and then got shortlisted, and I had lots of people surrounding me in prayer, which was just like wonderful. I then got offered an interview and I got to choose where I was going to be, and I felt like God was really calling me to be faithful and bold in only putting Newcastle, even though that would hurt my options really, as there was only 4 spaces available. I then was waiting to hear back, and I was starting to feel quite nervous about it as the deadline for when I would probably start to hear back had passed, and I thought, oh, that means I've not got it. I then prayed with my family, and 20 minutes later the interview came through, and God was really faithful in that, because He's really just kind of been consistent in His words and in His pictures that people have had for me, that this is where I'm going to be. I had my interview, people were praying for me the entire time, and it went so well, and I've managed to get onto my place, which is so exciting. I'm really looking forward to staying in Newcastle and seeing what God has in store for me for the future.